Hello everybody, my name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, and welcome to my Flosstube channel, where the whips are real and the plans are fake. Today is Sunday, February the 19th, 2023, and this is Flosstube number 33. If you're new to my channel, I would like to welcome you. This is a channel where I talk about cross-stitch. I have a lot of projects. At the beginning of the year, I set a goal for every single one of them, and I said that if I meet all of those goals, that I would do a new start every day in the year 2024. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen, but we're still gonna shoot for it, right? If you're returning to my channel, I would like to welcome you back. But if you are not already subscribed, then go ahead, watch. And if you like what you had to see, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. I post about every 2 weeks. I am a day late this week because yesterday my mom came over and we spent the entire day redoing my kids' room. Bought new beds. She brought some furniture over that she was getting rid of. We redid their room. It looks great. She did a fabulous job and I helped a little bit. But yeah, so spent the whole day redoing their room and kind of deep cleaning sort of the rest of the place because we had to find a place for all the stuff where the furniture came from. Anyway, it was a very busy day yesterday, and yeah, so I didn't get a chance to film, but I'm filming today, so yay. All right, so I worked on, let's get down to it. Let's get to what you're here for, right? The cross stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I worked on 11 projects in the past 2 weeks since my last video. I didn't really complete a lot of goals. I got one of my year-long focus pieces. I got the February goal completed for that one, and then I completed 2 other goals. But I did work on 11 projects total. And I decided to UFO something. So we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is Christmas reindeer. And this is a stocking that I'm doing from Heaven and Earth Designs. And my goal for that was to the Enchanted Christmas Reindeer, I'm sorry. Enchanted Christmas Reindeer. And my goal for that was to get it to 20%. So like I said, this is a stocking from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I am doing this on a 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2/1 tent stitch. And I have a parked thread because I didn't want to end the thread, and I thought I was going to get back to it, but I didn't. So anyway, doing this on 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2/1 tent stitch. This is where I'm at so far with it. This is the top of the stocking here. And I'm currently sitting at, I did a total of, where is it? 1,000 tent stitches on it, and I focused more right here. And I am currently sitting at 17.64%. I estimated that it was going to be about just over 2,800 stitches. So yeah, but get close up. So that's his face coming in right there. That's really where I kind of focused on, was right here in his head. So I did 1,000 more tent stitches on that. Did not meet that goal, but that's okay. The next thing I'm going to show you is a goal I did complete. This is from Primrose Cottage Stitches. This is Christmas Rules. Artwork is design is by Lindsay Waite. And my goal for this was to finish to do the word snowman and the little X's underneath, because I already had the build A, and then the like this little area right here done. So my goal for that was to do the word snowman and the X's underneath. And I did it. I'm doing this on a, I think this is a 14 count Ada, and I think this is called True Blue, but you know, it was like I wanted a gray color and that's what it came out as, so I was happy with it. I was looking for gray fabric and it was called True Blue, but anyway, so I did that. So that goal is done. So it's going to basically kind of go away until next year, unfortunately, because this is a really cute piece. So there's that. And that was about 260 stitches. So that one is all done. So that's another goal down. Yay! The next thing I'm going to show you is, let me move that out of my way. Next thing I'm going to show you is another one of my year-long focus pieces. This is from a kit from Design Works. It's called Coffee Break Artwork. That was weird. I don't know why the power glitched, because it's not storming outside. That was very strange. Anyway, this is a kit from Design Works. Artwork is by Krista Hamrick. It's called Coffee Break. My goal for this one is I have a stitch count every month that I'm shooting for. And so this month is 2,000 stitches. And I did, so far I've done 500. Right now I'm focusing on the middle block because that's where I started. And so whenever I pull it out, whatever block I'm working on, I'm gonna get that one absolutely completed before I move on to the next one. I'm not gonna be wandering all over the place. So that's where I'm at right now. So this is a combination of cross stitches and back stitch that I got the 500 on. I'm trying to do the back stitching as I go, but I got a lot of the, I worked on this Super Bowl Sunday because I brought this over to my parents' house, and brought this over to my parents' house, and I wanted something that I didn't have to like really think super hard. So I worked on the back stitching and a lot of this border, and then I started lining the border just so I would have something easy to do that I didn't have to like focus really hard on it. So there's that. So I have about 1,500 left for this month that I'm gonna have to do, and then next month we'll be back down to 1,000. My ultimate goal for the end of the year is to have, I think 18,000 stitches? It was 18. Yeah, 18,000 total at the end of the year. Okay, so there's that. And the next thing I'm going to show you is Apple Pie Harvest. This is from Charting Creations. And the artwork is by Janet Kresskamp. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I really like this piece. It looks very cozy. I like it a lot. My goal for this was to finish page 1, which I was estimating to be about 4,500 stitches total, because page 1 ends, I'll show you in just a minute here. Okay. Page 1 does not end where I originally thought it did. Yeah, I think I had the page wrong when I showed you guys before. This is where I'm at so far with it. I'm sitting at 3.93%. I did 500 stitches on it, so I kind of brought this down. I filled this in a little bit, got some of the plate done here, filled some of this in over here, But page 1, I think I said last time that it was like way over here, and it's not. It's like right here. I don't know what I was thinking, but page 1 ends about here and it goes down to about here. So it's not as much as I thought it was. I don't know why. I think when I was, oh, you know what? I was accidentally looking at page 2. So I was thinking it was way over here. I was like, God, that's a really big page. No, it's not. It's like right there. So anyway, but that's where I'm at with that. I'm doing this on a 32 count, easy count Lugana 1/1 full cross. I'm liking how it's turning out so far. So that is going to go back into my bucket as well, along with the reindeer. And the next thing I'm going to show you is another year-long focus piece. I have 6 of them this year. And this is Best Friends Quotes from Stitch Area. And it's based off the TV show Friends. That was from the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s? No, 2000s. Yeah, late 90s too. Why was I questioning that? I watched it when I was in high school. Yeah. So anyway, it's a bunch of quotes from the show, like references to the show. And my goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches every single month. I'm doing this on a 14 count Aida. And so my goal is 1,000 stitches a month, and I've done 500 so far this month. I came down here and I worked on the Yemen part. So it says 15 Yemen Road, and it says, well, then I guess I'm going to Yemen. So that was from an episode where Chandler was trying to escape Janice, and Janice wouldn't like leave. So he made up this whole story about how his company was transferring him to Yemen. And he said his address was going to be 15 Yemen Road in Yemen. And long story long, they were at the airport and he was hoping, like, she like took him to the airport, and you know, he had to buy a ticket to Yemen, and then he thought he was going to escape her at the gate from her leaving. She was like, oh no, I'm staying until I see that plane take off. And that's how he was like, well, I guess I'm going to Yemen. So anyway, so that's that. I have 500 more stitches to do on that one for the month. The next thing I'm going to show you is White Tiger Ghost, and this is from the Cross Stitch Studio, and the artwork is the artwork is by Jeremy Paul. This is a crop of a larger piece. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And my goal for this, White Tiger Ghost, my goal for this was to get it to 5%, and I was estimating that that was about 4,100 stitches. And I am currently sitting at 1.67%. I did 1,100 stitches since the last time you saw this. I'm doing this on a, I think this is a 16 count ivory Aida. And that's where I'm at with it so far. I'm going block by block, but it ended up, I was just doing like blocks of it, and then I ended up doing this, going block by block in a diagonal, but I don't really have any rhyme or reason to it right now, but I am parking. So I still have, what did I say? I was estimating 4,100 stitches to get to 5%, and I've done 1,100, so I should have about 3,000 more stitches to do on this, I think, to get it to the 5%. So that's going back in the bucket. And if you haven't seen one of my videos this year, you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say bucket. But you will. I will tell you in a few minutes. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is Day to Night Iceland. This is a retired chart from Pain Free Crafts. Artwork is by Lars Stubert. This is one of my year-long focus pieces. And my goal for this is to increase it by 1% every month. I started the year at 0.16% complete. And January I got it to 1.16. Well, I got some work to do on this. Maybe I'll work on it today. I've done 1,000 stitches on it since the last time you saw it. I'm sitting at 1.55% complete so far. And that's where I'm at with it so far. So you've got more of the hot air balloon coming in right here. Yay! I'm really excited about that hot air balloon. So I want to talk for a moment. I've got this all tangled up because I had it all wrapped up. But I wanted to talk about these for a moment. I got to ask my mom. My mom bought them for me. She saw them on Facebook. They look really cute. They look like little aliens or something. But she picked them up for me to try out, and it's to help hold your floss. So this is the little clamp. I've seen them I've seen them too on Facebook. And then this is just a sewing bobbin right here. So I just take like a chunk of threads and wrap them around the bobbin, and then I just clamp it, do my little clamp. They look like, they remind me of the little aliens or something, but cute ones. They don't seem to be getting in the way when I'm stitching. And when I get to a section that has them, then I undo it and I unroll it, and they don't get tangled up. Well, I mean, they get wrapped around each other, but they're easy to untangle. And God, what am I trying to say? So when I get to, like, I think the next, this is the one that I had just parked right here because I was working in this block right here. Let me get this so you can see it. So I was working in this block right here, right? So this will be my next one, but these are the threads that I had parked when I did that right here. So when I get to this one here, I'm going to undo this, unravel it, and then I will probably just add this to this one right here, and then unravel this one here, or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Or I think I might just move that over. Anywho, I've only worked with them for a little bit, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna work it all out yet. But so far, I like them a lot. So thanks, Mom, because she bought them for me to try out. I just got to remember what they're called. I don't remember because they just showed up in a bag. But they showed up in a bag. So I got more, but I need more bobbins. This little plastic sewing bobbins. So there is that. So I have about 1,600 more stitches to do on that piece. The next thing I'm going to show you is Catching Rays. This is another piece from the Cross Stitch Studio, and artwork is by Abraham Hunter. This is my million stitch project. This is 1,200. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is 1,200 by 900, so the total stitch count is 1,080,000 stitches. And my goal for this one is, I'm shooting for 2,500 a month. 2,500 stitches a month. Oh, back up. This piece here, I'm doing this on a 28 count easy count Lugano 1/1 full cross. I forgot to say that, sorry. Okay, back to Catching Rays. I'm doing this on a 32 count 1/1 full cross. This one I'm going page by page, color completing each page when I can. I'm doing the pages in a checkerboard. So I am currently sitting at 1.59% complete. I have done, where is it? I've only done 800 stitches since the last time you saw it, so you're probably not going to see too much of a difference. I have about 1,700 stitches left to finish my goal for this month. I don't know how I'm going to get all this done before the end of the month. But anyway, I'm sitting at 1.59%. I have done a total of 17,173 stitches on it since the start. And this, I'm keeping it in the Q-snap because that's where I'm working, but I'm doing the pages in a checkerboard. So I have, and this fabric is all folded up. Like this is like folded. So the end of the fabric is actually right here. It takes up like the length of my bed. But I started with page 1. You can kind of see a shadow of it right there. But so page 1 will be up here, and then this is the diagonal to page 1. Do I have that somewhere? I think I do. Yeah, here it is. So I've already done that page, and then I came down and did this page, and that's what that is right there. So I'm currently working on this one here. And so when I'm done with this page, I don't know if I'm going to come down here, or if I'm going to do this one, or if I'm going to do that one. I haven't decided that yet. It's all going to be sky, no matter which one I go to. It's going to be sky. So, but I'm kind of doing them page by page in diagonal because, one, I thought it would be fun as you see it get worked on, but also I wanted to get down to the bottom where I didn't want to end with like all sky or all coral, you know, like I wanted to get down to the fun stuff down here. Don't do that. I wanted to get to the fun stuff down at the bottom, but I also didn't want to, and I always start in the top left corner with stuff like this, but I also didn't want to end up ending in, you know, I get bored when I work on the same thing over and over again. So I didn't want to just keep working on the sky, saving the fun stuff for the bottom, but I put it away before I got to the fun stuff because I got bored with the sky. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head. But I also didn't want to end with the boring stuff because that's what makes me put stuff away and never return. So anyway, I'm just rambling now. I have 1,700 stitches left on that one for this month because I wanted to do 2,500. So anywho, the next thing I'm going to show you is Rocky Point. This is a kit from Dimensions, and it's a Dimensions Gold Collection. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Artwork is by James Hemsworth. So yeah, no relation to Chris Hemsworth. This is a H-I-M. Chris is a H-E-M. Anywho, my goal, so I'm just using whatever came in the kit, and my goal for this was to do 1,000 stitches on it, focusing on the rocks and the grass that are right here. Right there. That was my focus. I did 500. I didn't do the full 1,000, but I did 500 of it. And that's where that is so far. So yeah, I have some hanging threads because I was trying to reorient myself to where I was at with it. So this is the surf splashing up onto the rocks. That's why it looks like that. So I have another 500 to do, but today is a new Flosstube, which means a new set of goals. So this is going back in the bucket to finish at a later date. Okay, got a couple, oh, floss needs to go in there too. Okay, so the last two things I'm going to show you are both goal completions. The first one I'm going to show you is one of my picked from the bucket goals. This is not that project. From the ashes, this is a crop of a larger piece. This is from the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. Like I said, this is a crop. I love it. I absolutely adore it. I really do. I just love that. Love the mountains, love the bears. It's very peaceful. My goal for this was to get, hang on, where is it? From the ashes. My goal for this was to get it to 1%. And so that was another 600 stitches on it. And I did it. So I am currently sitting at 1.01% on it. And I'm not really, there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I am parking this, but I'm not like going block by block or anything. I just worked wherever there seemed to be more threads, so which tended to be up here, but this is the top left corner. I'm doing this on a 28 count, easy count Lugana 1/1 full cross. I used to start all of my, I used to do 2/1 tent stitch on all my projects because it was going faster. But I'm kind of, and I didn't like working with one thread, but I'm kind of starting to dig it now with these full coverages. I don't know. So that's what a lot of my older full coverages are 2/1 tent, and my newer full coverages are 1/1 full cross. That's just how it worked out. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so that's going away until next year, which I'm kind of sad about because I really like that piece. Maybe I'll make it a focus piece for next year. Because I know I ain't gonna get all these goals done. So we'll have to come up with a new way to do my goals next year. All right, the last piece I'm gonna show you is California Dreaming. This is a Max Color from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Jeff Haney. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for this, my year-end goal is to get it to 25%. I started the year, so this is like 293 colors. I haven't been telling you the sizes overall of these projects. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is a 700 by 501. Sorry. I think I would have never done this before. And if I just bumped you, I just realized my mouse bumped the thing, the stand, and I'm sorry if that bumped you. Anyway, I started the year at 10.72%. My end goal for this is to get it to 25%. My goal for the month of February, so January I got it to 12%, and February I wanted to get it to 13%, and I did it. I'm doing this on a 25 count, easy count Lugana 2/1 tent stitch. Mr. Whiskers is sitting at the porch. He's on the porch and he just like walked up to the window and he's like, I went in. He's probably gonna start scratching at the door here in a second. But I got it to 13%. And this is what it looks like overall. So when I started the year, it was more like, I had like this done, and then January I focused, I think I had down to here done maybe. And then January I focused on this part right here. I got all that done. And then February I moved over to here and I got all this done here, all this done here, and I started working on that trunk. This is, what is that? I don't know if you hear that. That's him scratching at the window. So the purple, oh, okay. So this is the little metal hot box caravan thingy, and then this is going to be the lamp that's hanging Yeah. That right there. So when I pull this out in March, I'm done with it for the month of February. When I pull this out in March, I'm not sure where I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'm going to March. I think I have to double check my post in the game on Facebook that I did this for. March, I don't remember if I need to get it to 14.5%. I think March I did 1.5%, but anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna come up here and work up here, or if I'm going to keep going across, or if I'm gonna focus on this area down here. I don't really know yet. I haven't decided. I'll figure that out when I pull this out in March. But it's done for the rest of this month. So, yay. Oh, and I need to show you the project I'm going to UFO. So, the thing I'm going to UFO is Snowy Days from Jan Lynn. This is a stamped kit. I went to work on it. I did go to work on it. First of all, I'm not really a fan of stamped stuff at all. I'm really not. But I went to work on it. My goal for this was to do 500 stitches and focus on the hat. I had a thread hanging down, and so I was like, well, let me just finish this thread. And I hated every second of it. It was only 10 stitches that I stitched, like not even stitched 10 full stitches. No, it was 20. I finished 20 stitches. So I had 10, like, I hated every second of it because my stitches are looking wonky. They're, you know, uneven. Because it's basically you're cross stitching on embroidery fabric. Like I can't stay, because there's no holes to go in, and I can't stand it. So I'm going to UFO it. I'm getting rid of this. I don't like it. I do like this though. I like the picture. That's why I bought it, because I like the picture. It's cute. So what I'm going to do is, because it's got a pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of, probably, maybe I can get like an opalescent even weave, either 28 or 32 count. And I'm going to have this as a new start. Because I have the thread that came in the kit, but then it also has, I have to check and see from what I recognize of the numbers, the code for the thread seems to match the DMC colors. Yeah, it seems to match the DMC colors. So I'm going to have this as a restart when I get new fabric, but it won't be this year, I don't think. So this is going to be a UFO, but it's going to be a restart on different fabric, because I really do like the piece. It's cute. It's really cute. So that's all I have to show. So I know I'm not going to get all of my goals done that I had said. So if you haven't, if you watched my whip parade, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you didn't, what I did was I did a whip parade at the end of last year. And I just randomly, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I just randomly set a goal for every single project that I had. It was a total of 140 pieces, 140 whips I started with. And it was a lot of fun. And I said at that point, I just set some random, you know, stitch 500 on this, stitch 1,000 on this, get this one to this percent, whatever, right? And then I said, but before I did all that, I said, if I meet every goal by the end of the year, I will do a new start every day in the year 2024. January, I was thinking, oh my God, this might actually happen. This month, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen because some of these goals are a little crazy. Plus I have 6 focus pieces that have a lot of stitching that need to get done. And so it's like when I'm focusing more on the ones I pick out of, so I have a bucket that I pick my goals out of for the next 2 weeks that I want to work towards. And it's like, if I focus more on those, I don't get my month-long, my year-long focus pieces worked on. So then those are goals that I'm not meeting as well. But it's okay. And you know what else? You know what else? I feel like I'm coming down with something because I have not done a new start yet this year. I did 100 of them last year. I have not started anything new. And one of them, a piece that I wanted to start was a Mirabilia, my first Mirabilia, and I have not started that yet. I have no desire to start anything new. It's kind of weird. Something's wrong with me. I don't want to start anything new right now. I'm actually happy. I feel like every time I pull out all these different projects to work on, I feel like those are kind of new starts. I don't know. So this whole thing with the UFO, it was hard for me to call it a UFO because I haven't really ever done that. That's why I have some projects that I've had since I was like 19, because I have a hard time just letting things go. But I need to be okay with that. Like if I start working on something, I'm like, you know what? I'm really just not liking this piece in the slightest. It's okay to say, I'm done with it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to work on this anymore. It's okay. And I'm learning that. I'm slowly learning that. So you may potentially see some more UFOs this year on projects that I just don't really care for because I don't like the fabric or because it's not as enjoyable to stitch on as I thought it was going to be. I may or may not restart them depending on why I UFO it. Like the Snowy Days piece, I like it, but I don't like the fabric it's on. So I'm going to restart it and I'm going to get rid of the old fabric. So anyway, yeah. So anywho, God bless, why can't I think of what I'm trying to say? Let's move on. Let's move on. So I have my bucket. I already went through my little active goals thing and I already went through and I pulled out the ones that were done and the ones that needed to go back in here. So we are going to pull new ones out. I have my completed goals in this one right here. So I have only, not counting my year-long focus pieces, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've only completed 8 goals. So that's why it's like we're, a month and a half in. I've only completed 8 goals so far that aren't the year-long focus pieces. And that's why I said, I don't think we're going to get all these done. But that's okay. As it gets closer to next year, we'll come up with a new thing because I really actually kind of like this, but I want to get some new starts in too. So we'll figure something out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to pull out is checking the list. I pulled this out earlier this year, checking the list. Pulled this out earlier this year and I did not do it. So let's see how much of it I can get done this time. This is from Charting Creations. And the artwork is by Marcelo Corti. That's what it looks like. I freaking love this piece. I love it. My friend Lori did one that was similar. Not that particular piece. I'm gonna look for it while I talk. not that particular piece, but one similar to it. And it looked really, really cool. Here it is. Checking the list. My goal for this, I have 1,900 stitches done. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross, and I think it's a 28 count. My goal for this is going to be to get it to 3%, which is about 1,620 stitches. I've done 1,900 out of 117,320. So I'm starting at 1.62%. This is 280 by 419. So that's where that is. So my goal for this is to get it to 3%. Okay. Next one. The next one is, ooh, Spring in the Village. That is one of my Stony Creek pieces. And sorry, I'm like off camera here. Hang on, I gotta move some stuff around. Oh, my sweet Jesus. Okay. So I have all 4 seasons of the Stony Creek collection patterns. I'm trying to find them. Is this it? No. Where are they? I'm trying to think if they should all be in one bag. I know some of you get annoyed by just like random dead noise or whatever, but some of you don't care because you say this is how you are too when you're looking for stuff, so we're gonna roll with it. But anyway, I have all 4 of these Stony Creek pieces. It's spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, yeah. But I don't know where I put them. Oh, here they are. Jesus. They were in a different bag. That's why I was very confused. I was not expecting them to be in this bag right here. So Spring in the Village. Oh, and it's sitting right, no, that's summer. I gotta put these into a different bag. I bought more of these, so I need to put them all in their own bag. They each deserve their own bag. Okay, so like I said, this is from Stony Creek Collection, Spring in the Village. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And my goal for this is finish the cross stitch on the first floor of the building. Oh! This building right here, I need to finish the cross stitch on the first floor. I have no idea how many stitches that's gonna be. So finish the cross stitch right here. So yeah, that'll be nice. I like this. I'm doing this on a 28 count fabric in the color Bone. I think I'm really bad about who dyed the fabric sometimes, especially if I buy it on like 1, 2, 3 stitch. I think it's I don't know. I don't know who dyed it. I don't know who dyed it. I know the color's bone because I wanted it kind of like a lighter color. So anyway, finished the cross stitch on the first floor of that building right there that I started. Okay, so there's that one. Move that over here. Next. Okay, next is, I hope it's something fun. Bee Gnome. This is a piece that is no longer available on Etsy. And I gotta think about where, oh, here it is. So this is no longer available on Etsy. It's, the girl took her shop down. This is what it's gonna look like when it's done. And my goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches on finishing the hat, brim, and the lower portion of the hat. So this is my starting point with it. And I'm just doing this on a roll of that Charles Craft Ada that you can pick up at the, I almost said the grocery store, pick up at the craft store like Joann's or Michael's. So I'm going to do 1,000 stitches on this. This is like a mottled brown yellow, kind of looks like dog pee, like a dog peed on it because it's got splotches of yellow on it, but it's cute. I like it. But anyway, I'm going to finish 1,000 stitches on finishing the brim and then, you know, working my way up into the lower portion of the hat. I may even go ahead and get some of the back stitching done on it so you can kind of see better what it looks like. I might do that. I don't know, we'll see. 1,000 stitches on it. We'll see if that happens. But it is a cute piece, so I might do that. All right. Coming up next is another gnome. Peacock gnome. Same designer. That one is over here. Somewhere. So my mom bought me some labels to put on the outside of my bag so I could label my projects. And I have not done that yet. She said to make it easier when I'm trying to find them in this mess. So I need to do that. I'll probably label these as I go this week. So again, designer took a shop down on Etsy, but this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. And again, one of those rolls of Charles Craft Ada. This one is more of a blue-green color. And this is my starting point on that one. This one's actually turning out really good. I like the shading on the hat, even without the back stitching. I like the shading on that. My goal for this Peacock Gnome is to do 500 stitches on the left peacock feathers. Oh yeah, because I did this is the left side of the hat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to come over here and I'm gonna I gotta see if I have enough to get up here done. But anyway, I'm gonna start on this feather here and get 500 stitches on this peacock feather over here. Okay. Next. Hands empty. All done. There we go. Okay, next is Patchwork Quilt Room. Yay. Yay. Patchwork Quilt Room. This is, let me show you the mock-up on Pattern Keeper. BTW, have you guys seen, if you use Pattern Keeper, have you seen the update that's coming out? I don't have it yet. I'm patiently waiting. Let me see if it updated. Do I have it yet? No. So the new update that's coming out on Pattern Keeper, it's going to give you the option. Hang on, let me zoom out so you don't see the actual pattern. It's going to give you the option over here of sorting your thread by number or sorting it by stitch count. So that as the stitch count, as the remainder, so if you don't use Pattern Keeper, this is I can't see backwards. This is the DMC number right here, and this is how many stitches are remaining. So that's one of the things I love about Pattern Keeper, is that it tells you how many stitches you have of each color. So it kind of helps if you have an idea of, like, say I had just like a little bit of, like, if I think I get about 3,000, I'm estimating a very rough estimate of maybe 3,000 stitches out of a skein of floss. And so if I know that I have a pattern that has like 20,000 stitches of that one color, that I know I'm gonna need, like, 4 or 5 skeins of floss, estimating, I've never really actually mathed it out, but I think Lord Libidin did. Lord Libidin? Is that how you say it? Anyway, his website, he kind of mathed it out a little bit, so I'm kind of going by what he said. Anyway, so I haven't gotten the update yet, but when it does, normally I have, when I'm using it, I minimize the thing so I get more pattern. So I get more pattern, right? And it'll give you the color and the stitches and everything up there. But because that gives me more space here for the actual pattern. But I think whenever that update does actually happen, I'm gonna have it there so I can watch the note, because I'm gonna sort it by stitch count and I'm gonna watch the numbers flip-flop all around, because that'll be fun. Anyway, this is Patchwork Quilt Room Max Color. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Zero Marchetti. Right? Yeah. Patchwork Quilt Room Max Colors. And this is 700 by 490. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for this is I am currently sitting at 1.15%. My goal for this year is to get it to 2%. I'm doing this on a 20 count, easy count Aida, 2/1 full cross. That is where I'm at with it so far. And so my goal is 2%, and I am estimating that that is about 2,900 stitches. Top left corner is where I started on that. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Next one, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next one. Sampler 124. This was one that I pulled last time that I didn't work on it, so I take this as a sign that I need to work on it. I didn't do it last time. Whoopsies. Let me pull it up so that if you didn't see it last time, you know. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I got this from 2x2 Stitch Art. I changed the colors so that the colors are going in a diagonal. I'm not going to go into the whole huge thing of how I did the colors, but I'm using pink, blue, and purple, and I'm blending them together in each diagonal. And I'm doing the border in $37.99. So my goal for this is to get it to 10%. I did not work on this at all, but I am sitting at 7. When I pulled this the last Flosstube I did, and I did not touch it. But I need to do about 1,104 stitches to get it to 10%. And I'm doing this on a 18 count opalescent. There's some of the sparkle. Opalescent Ada. So yeah. Means I should probably work on it, yeah? Okay. And pull a few more and then we'll be done. Okay. Ooh. Fairy Tale Cottage. Yay. Yeah, I gotta find it. 1 second. Oh, thought that was gonna be it. I was like, oh, apparently it was that quick and that easy. Is this it? Ah, here it is. Okay. This is from the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't that pretty? Ah, I'm so excited. This is $9.79 by $7.37. And my goal for this one is, oh, I didn't give myself a percentage. I gave myself a stitch count. So I am currently at 22,431 stitches done out of 721,523, and I am at 3.11% done. My goal for this is to do 2,000 stitches along the top border. I am doing this on a 25 count easy count Lugana 2/1/10 stitch. And so I'm only showing part of the fabric. This is not the whole piece of fabric. The whole piece of, let me just do, that's the whole piece of fabric. So. Hang on. That's where I'm at so far. I'll go in closer, but I started up here and then I had this idea that I was going to do extreme cross country with the color that had the most in it, which was $9.79 or $9.39. I had that dark blue, $9.39. I started with, because I've been seeing people do extreme cross country on it, on their pieces, and it looked really cool, right? And there's like, it started with 71,000 stitches of $9.39, and if I would have done extreme cross country, that's what the thing would have looked like, you know, with all, but you know, blue, because it was $9.39. And I was like, oh, that would be really cool. Well, then so I had already done the corner, right? And then I started working my way down and I got bored with it. So then I started working down here. So anyway, this is the top left corner up here. And so my goal will be to do 2,000 stitches going across. I don't know how far or how many blocks down I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna work my way across the top doing 2,000 stitches. So there's that. Like I said, I'm at 3.11% complete. And It's going to be mostly sky and clouds that I'll be working on. So a lot of blue and some white. I'm just looking at the mock-up of it again, or the cover photo. Looking at the cover photo, and it's going to be a lot of blue and some white from the clouds. Okay. I got bags under my eyes. I'm tired. Always tired. I've been tired since I woke up every day of my life. James Stain. Oh, yeah. I need to get this out. My goal for this, I can tell you right now, my goal for this is to finish it. But I was supposed to work on it this month and get it to 40% as a goal for one of my, I was supposed to work on it and get it to 40% as a goal for one of my challenges on Facebook. And I have not pulled it out at all this month, so that goal is not going to get met, but that's okay. This is from Stitching Jules Design. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. But I will finish I need to finish this year. And I am currently sitting at 20%. I'm doing this on an 18 count. 18 count. I always forget the color. Is it hazelwood? I think it's hazelwood. That's where I'm at so far. He went from looking like he was balding when it was like this or something to now he looks like he has an alien head. But anyway, I'm at 20%. My goal is to finish this. I'd like to get it to 40%. I don't know if I'll be able to do that by the end of the month. That was my goal over in Semi-Sane Stitchers. Was that the group? I think Semi-Sane Stitchers was to get this to 40% by the end of February to prep it for a finish for the year. But yeah. So a goal of finishing that. So I'm thinking that to get it to 40%, I'm gonna need about 2,600 stitches, a little under that, because it's only 12,954 stitches, which is why I said, oh, I need to finish this year. I've done 2,592 and I'm at 20.01%. So if I do another 2,500, I think that'll get me to 40. I might be able to, I can't finish, I can't get all the goals done. I can't do it. It's not gonna happen. I can try though, I'll try. Because it's already the 19th. I only have, oh my God, I only have 8 days left of the month. 9 days. Crap. Oh no. Son of a bitch. Christmas on the beach. Oh my God, where is it? It's right down here. It's right down here. This piece is going to be the death of me. Where is it? This is a kit that I have, oh, it's over here. All I have left is to backstitch. I've done one thread of backstitching this year. I keep pulling it out. I'm kind of just, I'm so sick of this thing. I'll try to work on one of the chairs. I don't have the cover photo, but you obviously don't need it because you can see what it is. It's a petite gold collection from Dimensions. And you know, the whole thing about me hating backstitching, you know what I've realized? I hate backstitching Dimensions kits. That's what I hate backstitching. Because that coffee break piece, the one that I showed earlier, I don't mind backstitching that one. And like these other pieces, I don't mind the backstitch. It's Dimensions kits. Can't stand them. I can't stand the backstitching. I despise it. That alone right there makes me never want to buy another Dimensions kit again, because I can't stand their backstitching. Bless this nest. This is a very small kit that I started like 150,000 years ago. Is this it? No. Is this it? Yeah. Started like 150,000 years ago. It's from Bucilla. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And my goal for this is to do 500 stitches on the lower part down here. This is where I'm at with it so far. So my goal for this is to do 500 stitches going across and kind of like coming up. I'm not going to worry about doing the nest. And oh, the feather's already done. I have to backstitch it though. Do I? I got to put that line up the middle of it, but that's for the end. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about doing the nest. I'm just going to worry about getting the background done. Getting the background done through here, and then coming down here and getting this part done. And then if there's any stitches left over, I'll work on getting that word nest stitched in. So 500 stitches on that. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. That's 10. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, because I don't believe I'm going to get all of my monthly goals for my year-long focus pieces done, I'm not going to stress it. I'm not going to stress it. What I will do is whatever is left over at the end of the month, I will just kind of keep, because the year-end goal will be to get those stitches completed. So if I don't get it done, I'm not going to worry about it. I will just kind of tack it on to the following month. So if I still needed 500 more stitches to complete a goal, I will just tack that on and add it onto the next month's. I'll add 500 onto March's stuff. You know what I mean? For the year-long ones. Again, I don't think I'm going to hit all the goals this year, but that's okay. It really is. I will not be unhappy about that. My mom was asking me about, she was like, what were you going to do next year? You were going to do like a new start every week or every month? I said, no, I was going to do a new one every day. And she was like, every day? Oh my God. But then she was like giving me all these like, you know, patterns and stuff. It's like secretly she really wants me to do it. I think that we'll see how we're only in February. We're nearing the end of February. I have not started a new project yet. And so far I have no desire to start a new project yet. We will see how the rest of the year goes, because you know how I am about, you know, itching to start new things. If I don't start anything new this year, I will have a crap ton of starts next year, but it's not going to be a new one every day. But we're going to come up with something fun for next year. If we'll do a combination of this right here, because this is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. I know you guys are enjoying it. Seeing all these old projects come out and working on, you know, having like these goals that I need to hit. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And so, I mean, it's only February. Things are going to change. I know that, but next year will be a combination of this and working in new projects. Let me see if I can get this back on the floor. Oh, woo! But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what I can get done. I'm trying to challenge myself, and yeah, but I'm having a lot of fun. I will say I have cut down on some of the games I've been participating in on Facebook. I've cut a lot of them. I'd say probably I've cut almost half of the games out, because it was getting to the point where, like, you know, you take a picture of your, if you don't play in the games or anything, you take a picture of the piece, like your starting photo, and then some of the games you just want the overall what you've done for the day, and then some of them are increments, like, you know, stitch for, you know, to make some french fries for 100 stitches or whatever. So you do 100, take another photo, post it, and then use that one for the next start photo and whatnot. But it was getting to the point where I would do my first starting post, because then you have to go into each separate game under each post and post a start photo. And it got to the point where I would do my first start post at 7:30, for example, and I wouldn't be able to get my first stitch in until like almost 9 o'clock. An hour and a half of posting start photos everywhere. And I was like, I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what? This is ridiculous. This is absolute. I joined these games to motivate me to stitch. And now it's getting to the point where it's hindering me, because it's an hour and a half at the beginning and then another hour and a half at the end. And that's 3 hours. That's over 300 stitches that I'm missing doing because of all these posting the start and the stop photos. So I cut down on a lot of my games. So it's going to, my stitch count is going to go back up. It was getting to the point where I was only doing about 400 to 500 stitches a night, because that's all I had time for. And I realized I was like, what? I was like, yeah, I have my kids more than I did last year, but that still shouldn't keep me from stitching that much. What's going on? And I realized it's because of all the posting that I was doing. So I'm cutting down on my groups. I'm not doing all of the, like, some of the games, they have like year-long challenges for yourself, like individual challenges, and it's just for like a personal like reference. So I'm not doing a lot of those anymore. And I've cut down on a lot of the stuff I've been posting in. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. All that to say, I think my stitch count is going to start going back up again, because I'm not posting as much as I did before. That's why I went into like a freaking 5-minute ramble about why I quit some games. Anyway, that is all I have for today. If you are not already subscribed to my channel and you liked what you had to see, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. And I would like to thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and get lots of stitching in. Take care, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.